Hello. Please hit like button and subscribe my channel. Also press bell icon for future video notifications. Thanks.
When people in the United States die by firearm suicide, they most frequently use handguns, many of which are stored loaded and unlocked, according to a Rutgers study. Researchers, whose findings are published in death studies, examined data from the National Violent Death Reporting System to examine the deaths of 126 individuals who died by firearm suicide between 2003 and 2018. Details about the circumstances of the deaths were recorded in death scene narratives, which the research team used in combination with information from death certificates and interviews with loved ones of the decedents to determine information regarding the type of firearm used, how that firearm ha. In the majority of the deaths, the victims used a handgun, 65.3%, that they themselves owned, 77.1%, and which was stored loaded, 63.1%, and unlocked, 59.1%. The large majority of individuals died from wounds to the head, 81.4%, with chest injuries accounting for the bulk of the remaining deaths. Men were twice as likely as women to use a rifle in their death and were more likely to store their firearms unlocked. Younger individuals also were more likely to have used firearms that had been stored unlocked, which the researchers said may indicate they were accessing unsecured firearms owned by their parents. However, those who died by suicide who identified as American Indian, Alaskan Native were far more likely than those who identified as white to use a rifle or shotgun in their suicide death. A pattern likely explained in part by firearm ownership and use, e.g. hunting, differences between these TW. For those who died from wounds to the chest or abdomen tended to be younger. That said, some groups, like men and individuals who identify as American Indian, Alaskan Native, are more likely than their peers to use long guns in their suicide death. The researchers say to minimize this risk, tools like lethal means counseling is needed to ensure that individuals store their firearms securely, locked and unloaded. Policies that promote legal storage of firearms away from home, they say, should also be considered. These findings highlight the powerful role that secure firearm storage could play in firearm suicide prevention, including our efforts to prevent suicide among children and adolescents who might otherwise access their parents' unsecured firearms, Anesti said. Doing this requires not only that we understand the disproportionate role of unsecure firearms, but that we acknowledge the risk that comes from rifles and shotguns, particularly in communities in which hunting is common. Make a difference. Sponsored Opportunity StorySource, materials provided by. Note: content may be edited for style and length. Journal reference: Allison E. Bond, Alexander T. Karnick, Shelby L. Bandel, Daniel W. Capron, Michael D. Anestes. Rutgers University. 2022, November 17. Unsecured handguns account for the majority of firearm suicide deaths in the United States, study finds. Science Daily. Retrieved November 17, 2022 from ift.tt/ppa8tkw Rutgers University. Unsecured handguns account for the majority of firearm suicide deaths in the United States, study finds. Science Daily. https://ift.tt/ppa8tkw, accessed November 17, 2022. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.